Hey everybody, welcome to another one of our Castle Hill Country Day School science activities. Today we're going to be doing something, it's called an iodine timed reaction. And I know all of you have done this in class with me at some point. And even if you've done it multiple times, it's still a ton of fun. So I want to show you how to do this with some really simple things you can get at your grocery store or at a beauty salon. So the first thing you're going to need is this is hydrogen peroxide. It says volume 20, 20 volume. This is a 6% hydrogen peroxide concentration. You can get stronger concentrations, but this is the one that we're going to be using. Going to need some vitamin C. Each tablet has 1,000 milligrams. How many grams is that? 1. So 1 gram of vitamin C. Got this at Walgreens. You're going to need some liquid starch. Get this at Safeway, Bosch's, Fry's. And you're also going to need some iodine, some concentrated iodine. Now this is called iodine tincture. Got it from CVS, and this is a 2% iodine solution. All right, so that's 2%. Now I'm thinking, if I'm going to do this iodine timed reaction, we can also make an experiment out of it. So we're going to keep all this stuff the same for each of these two experiments. One thing we're going to change is the iodine. All right, this is called providone iodine. It's used for cleaning cuts and scrapes and things like that. It has a 1% available iodine in it. So let's see what's going to happen with this. All right, first thing we need to do is I've got 3 cups. Okay, there's one experiment. Here's the other one. And I'm going to label them A, B, and C. All right, if you want to do 1, 2, 3, or if you want to do Alpha, Beta, Charlie, you can do that. Oh, I forgot to introduce my friend here. This is Bones. He's going to help me out with the measuring of all this stuff. Everybody say hello to Bones. Hey, Bones. So I got these things. I've also got some warm water here that we're going to be using. And so the first thing we're going to do is, last but not least, I got my goggles out. And this is for the hydrogen peroxide. You don't want to, have that splash and get in your eyes, even on your skin if it does. So you can just go and wash it off. But I'm more concerned with my eyes. I don't want that. This is the stuff they use to color hair. Change your hair a different color. I don't want to change my eyes a different color. So I've got my glasses with me. All right, first things first. We're going to take 1 vitamin C tablet. I'm going to put it in a napkin, and I'm going to fold my napkin over several times. All right, because I'm going to crush this thing. So I made a nice little envelope. None of it can get squirted out when I hit it. And I got a pretty heavy spoon here. Okay, don't get afraid, this is going to be kind of loud. Let's see how I'm doing here. I can still feel some big clumps of it. You really want to get as much powder as you can. All right, that's feeling pretty good. Don't want to break my finger. All right. Okay, good. This is feeling all right. A little bit more. Okay. Gonna open up my little envelope. And there's There's my powder. I'll show you for the viewing audience. Now all of this is going to go into beaker A. And since we're doing 2 experiments, I'm going to do another one. Okay, here's my next one. Goes into cup A. All right. Okay, to this, I'm going to add 60 milliliters of warm water, which I have right here. Well, how much is 60 milliliters? All right, well, Bones, can I have our 15 milliliter measuring spoon? Okay. All right, thank you. So here we go. So 15 milliliters is also known as 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to take 4, 15, 30, 45, 60. I'm going to do the same in my other one. 3, 4. All right, now I'm going to just spin these around a little bit. Make sure that... So, I've got my warm water, and I had my vitamin C in there. Now, we're making a solution. So, solution is something that looks the same throughout. And the vitamin C part of the solution is called the... Anybody? Bones? Solute. Solute. All right, and the warm water in this solution is called the solvent. Okay, most often the solvent is in larger quantity than the solute. Solute is what does the dissolving. Okay, well, that's looking pretty good. I still have a couple of little chunks, some stubborn little chunks that haven't quite dissolved, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. All right, I've got it nice mixed up. All right, now in beaker B, all right, I'm going to take, oh, Bones, we need the 5 milliliter measuring spoon. Can you hand that to me? Oh, don't worry about it, I'll get it. Okay, so 5 milliliters is also known as 1 teaspoon. Now, if I had to drink my tea with this little spoon, I would probably go crazy. So I'm not sure why they call it a teaspoon. So we're going to call it a little spoon. But more importantly, it is 5 milliliters. I'm going to stir up my batch. And when you're getting the liquid out, if I just try to dip it in, I'm not going to get enough. So take your beaker or your cup, tilt it to the side, dip your teaspoon in, or my 5 milliliter measuring tool. I'm going to put it into B. And I'm going to do the same over here. Tilt to the side, put it in. Alright, so that is B. I'm going to take A. I'm going to move them to the side, maybe for a little fun later. So we got 5 milliliters of solution A now in our beaker B. And to that, I'm going to add another 60 milliliters of warm water. Okay, so that vitamin C is pretty much really diluted right now, but it's still there. I mean, it's still there. What's going to happen? We're going to have a little tug of war between the iodine and the vitamin C. Who do you think is going to win? All right. Now, to that, I'm going to add 5 milliliters again, a teaspoon of my tincture of iodine. I'm going to very carefully pour in my 5 milliliters. I'm going to hold this up for you to see. I'm going to drop in iodine. Where'd it go? Wait a minute. Where's my iodine? I poured it in there, didn't I? It's gone. Okay, that's because the vitamin C gobbled it up. I'm going to put this away so I don't spill it. Now, let's see what happens with the Providone iodine. The iodine was gobbled up pretty quickly by the vitamin C in that one. So let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to use a new beaker or a new measuring tool for this one. So this is also 5 milliliters. This one's contaminated a little bit. You don't want to, got to keep everything the same, right? Scientific method. See if I can do this without spilling. Okay, drop by drop. In we go. Not too bad. There we go. All right. Again, I'm going to hold this up for you all to see. It seemed to take a little longer, I think. But it's gone. Okay, so now we got one more cup, right? Another cup. You can smell the iodine. It smells like a swimming pool. Guess what we're going to add to cup C? That's right. 60 milliliters of warm water. All right, and to this, I'm going to add 15 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. So this is where I'm going to put my glasses on. Okay. 15 milliliters. Okay, and also to this, I'm going to add 0.25 milliliters, or a half a teaspoon, of the starch. Okay, that's 2.5 is a tiny, tiny amount. I don't want to try and pour that in, so I'm going to put it into I don't want to try and pour it into my measuring tool. So I'm going to pour it into a little plastic cup here. And thank you, Bones. Again, I'm going to dip my cup in. I'm going to really carefully try to scrape off any of the extra starch that is on the side. Okay, want to keep it all the same. Goes into cup C. Stir that around a little bit. Make sure it's all off. And the other cup. Alright, so that's been a lot of prep for what is going to be a super, super cool experiment. Bones, have I forgotten anything? Oh, clean. Okay, I'll clean up. Gosh. Okay. Let's see, we got our iodine in here. We got our hydrogen peroxide and our starch in here. Keep these set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour these back and forth a couple of times each. And then I'm going to put them up in front of this plate, this white board, so we can see what's happening, okay? So here we go. I'm going to do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll do 4. Let's watch and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything, Bones? Oh my gosh. That just turned totally different colors. Okay, but we can see so this is the iodine, the tincture of iodine, and over here is the providone iodine. So that iodine's, it's not quite, it's still hidden away there in the starch and whatever it is in there, and the vitamin C. So the vitamin C still has hold of that iodine, and at some point, I think something's going to happen here. It's certainly taking its time. This is all real time. Poof. That took did it take twice as much time? I think maybe a little bit more, but well, there you go. Look at that. So the vitamin C wasn't quite strong enough to hang on to that iodine. It had to let it go. Let it go. It let it go. So that's the main experiment. So you know, I know that in the classroom you it's like, okay, so now what can we do with this? Well, yeah, so we can have some more fun here. So what do we think is going to happen if we take some of our vitamin C? So we still have quite a bit here. And, you know, you could take all this and dump it in here really quickly, and then all the fun's over, right? Don't want to do that. I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of my iodine solution here. And let's watch what happens when I pour in some vitamin C. Gobbled it up. Okay, you can't see it. It's still a little, there's a little bit of iodine. Almost looks like a purplish color there. Let's add a little bit more vitamin C. It's a little, changed a little bit, but not a whole lot. Portions as well. Anyway, so there you go. This is a really, remember, iodine timed reaction. You could probably go online and find it. There'll probably be some videos about it, but I'll bet that none of them are as exciting as this one. With me, Mr. Bones, and my dog Bagheera, who is totally bored and asleep. So, one last thing. Boop. And boop. And then, of course, you want to say, what happens if we add it all together? Let's see. Ah. Nothing. Hope you had fun. Bye-bye.